You know how online sometimes what you see isn't quite real?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, AI-generated images are really taking that to a whole new level now. It's getting harder to tell what's genuine and what's well fabricated.
It really is. And the speed these AI models work at now is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Research has shown they learn from just massive amounts of images and text.
Right.
So they can create these totally new visuals, sometimes really photorealistic ones,
Yeah.
just from a text description.
And speaking of visuals that grab your attention,
Yeah.
you probably saw that image former President Trump posted recently.
The one on Truth Social.
Yeah, him dressed up in full papal robes.
Yes. That one definitely made waves.
It did. And then what really kicked it up a notch was the White House actually reposting it on X.
That part was surprising, yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. This whole image thing.
Well, the timing is really interesting here, isn't it?
Oh, so.
This image pops up just a few days after Pope Francis passed away. That was April 21st. And it's right before the conclave scheduled for, I think, May 7th to elect the new pope.
Ah, right. That context definitely adds another layer.
It absolutely amplified the reactions, I think.
For sure. And the reactions online were just all over the map.
Completely.
Some people seem to find it genuinely funny, calling it great trolling, saying Pope Trump, that kind of thing.
Enthusiastic support in some corners.
Yeah.
And, those immediate reactions kind of echo what some studies have found, actually. There was research looking at AI political images in Kenya, specifically.
Okay.
And they found these kinds of visuals, they get a ton of engagement. People use them for commentary, for satire, even when they raise, ethical questions.
Right, exactly. Because on the flip side, a lot of people saw this Trump image as pretty disrespectful.
Understandably.
Especially, like you said, given the timing with Pope Francis's death and, the seriousness of choosing a successor.
Right.
There were reports about criticism from the New York State Catholic Conference, I think, calling it a mockery.
Yes, that was reported. And it wasn't just in the U.S. either.
Oh.
That same report mentioned an Italian newspaper, La Repubblica. They apparently accused Trump of, I think the phrase was, pathological megalomania.
Wow. Okay. Strong words.
Very strong. It really shows how sensitive this imagery can be, especially somewhere like Italy, where the papacy has such huge cultural and religious weight.
Makes sense. But then you had the other side, right? Someone allied with Trump apparently just brushed off as humor.
Yeah, the argument was basically people were already joking about who the next pope could be, so this was just part of that, sort of playing along.
So you've got this real split, this complete divide in how people took it. Humor versus disrespect.
Exactly. And the intensity of those reactions, both ways, really highlights what that research found.
How so?
Just how a single image, one that everyone knows isn't real, can still provoke such strong and diverse feelings. It's fascinating.
It really makes you think about our relationship with images now, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, here's something obviously fake, generated by a machine.
Really artificial, yeah.
But it still triggers real emotion, sparks actual debate. And the tech to make these things is just getting easier and easier to use.
It's becoming democratized in a way.
But this is probably just the beginning, right? We're going to see more of this.
I think that's almost certain. And as, research into the ethics of it points out, AI's ability to just create scenes that never happened. It fundamentally challenges how we've always understood photos and videos.
What they represent, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are they evidence or just illustration?
Yeah.
Or something else entirely?
So thinking about us, scrolling through our feeds, we're going to be seeing more and more of this stuff.
Unavoidably.
What should we be keeping in mind? How does all this, the ease of creation, the sharing, how does it change how we see political figures, political events?
That's the big question.
And where does humor fit in? Especially when it, bumps up against sensitive topics like religion or death.
It's a tricky balance.
It really pushes you to think about that line, doesn't it? Between, like, free expression, satire maybe, and the potential for it to be misinterpreted or cause real offense, especially in this digital age where a fake image can go viral in, like, minutes?
It's a complex ethical landscape we're navigating now, definitely.
Yeah.
Where does satire end and misinformation or just plain disrespect begin? And who decides?
Lots to think about there.